classmates. So we're here to discuss a really important motion nowadays. So our motion is this house would ban junk food. So my name is Mary and I'm the first speaker of proposition team. And today I will prove you that junk food is really harmful and we should ban it. So I'd like to start my speech with the definitions. Junk food or fast food, its synonyms, is food that is high in fat calories but low in nutritional concentrator. Now I'd like to start with our line of argumentation. But firstly, our criteria. So main value of every state is its nation and well-being of nation. And we can reach this well-being of nation only with the help of changes. And one of these changes is to ban junk food. So our first argument is junk food causes moral injury for our health. So first of all, it is a well-known fact that nowadays junk food is really popular. Moreover, junk food is really highly popular in among the teenagers. And junk food consists of a lot of elements, and one of them really dangerous element is trans fatty acids. A lot of people even don't know about this element, but it's really harmful for teenagers, for adults, for everyone, because it's really perilous. In some countries, even like India, he is prohibited because of substance that it's made through chemical process of hydrogenation of oils, and a large amount of these acids is found in chips, crackers, some snacks, so foods that we teenagers are really like. Now about how it's influence on our organism of teenagers. So all we know is that teenagers, their egg is unstable, and this element really destroy our nerve system, our egg system, and there are a lot of problems because of influence of this element. Healthy diet really played an important role in hormone balance and consequently in our mental. And because of junk food and trans fatty acids at all, lack those essential nutrients, like likelihood of teenagers to suffer from depression, and this disbalance of hormones, and as a result there are depression, and depression is really bad. All we know it. Our second argument is junk food steals our money. So all of us really don't like to waste our money, and sometimes we go to cafe to eat some cheap food like hamburger, cheeseburger, fried potato, and so on. But we don't think or even don't know about processes while cooking this food. I'd like to share with you some commerce motion that I'm sorry, заставлять. makes us waste a lot of our money. A lot of our money on it, and I promise you that when you know it, you will support me. So first of all, it's menu of fast food cafe. There are no tea, no coffee, no hot drinks, because hot drinks satisfy our stomach, and we don't want to eat anything else. But there are in menu such drinks like Sprite, Cola, and so on with the ice. My time is over.
Yes. 15 seconds to finish your speech.
Thank you. And it makes us hungry, and we can't choose eat or not to eat. So in the conclusion, I'd like to sum up my speech. So I'd like to remind you our arguments. Our first argument was junk food causes moral injury for our health. Our second argument was junk food steals our money. And these arguments proved our criteria. Our criteria was main value of time. Main value of every state is its nation and well-being of society.
Okay, thank you very much, and we would like to invite the first speaker of the opposition team. Please, you're welcome.
Hello everybody, dear judges, audience, and of course our opponents. My name is Miriam, I'm the first speaker of Borderless team, and the second speaker is Karamanov Mustafa, and the third speaker is Aliyev Arslan, I'm sorry. So, today we are going to play on motion that sounds like junk food should be banned, and we are disagree with this statement because of products which are called junk foods are very useful for our organism and moral station. Firstly, I want to say about definition. We are agree with your definition, and our criteria is healthy society in the future. We have got 5 arguments. They are quickly service and preparing, tasty dishes, more satisfaction, available prices, convenient location, and nutrition of the food. 3 of them will be opened by me, and the last 2 will be presented by second speaker. So, let's start. The first argument is quickly prepared and served dish and food. There is a less variety of the food when you are coming to cafes or something shops to buy something to eat. You can choose and order any meal you want without any waiting in the queue, and it's very comfortable. Moreover, the service impresses. You can get your order very quickly. So it's comfortable. Don't you agree with me? Yes, I think we agree. So second argument is it's much more tasty, and home-cooked food isn't so tasty like a hamburger, and it's causes to us more moral satisfaction and quickly crime. For example, what do you choose from hamburgers and from a home-cooked dish? I think that hamburger is much more tasty, and it's we like it more. So at least any teenager would prefer have a fizzy drink to tea or coffee. Next, available convenient location or profitable location. The companies which release these products are widely spread. They come from the biggest cities and towns to the smallest villages and megapolises. Now, what? A little bit facts. They are approximately 200.5 billion spent on free fizzy drinks in America, for example, USA and other countries. And I want to conclude with that we disagree with the statement that junk products which are called junk food should be banned, because it's much more comfortable and much more tasty to eat fast foods from the shops and cafes than waste our time on cooking and preparing a meal for us. For example, you are waiting and hurrying up for your job, and it's not enough time to cook yourself something to eat. It's very comfortable to visit some shop when you can buy and be more satisfied from these dishes. I think that it's a good argument, and don't you agree with me? No. That's right. That is all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. The second speaker from the proposition team, please wait.
So, good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, honorable judge, our timekeeper, our opponents, of course, and of course, our honorable audience. My name is Sophia, and I am the second speaker of proposition team. And as you all know, we are here to debate and raise important motion that this house believes that this house would ban junk food. So, I want to start with my speech, but at first I will give a refutation to our opponents. The first speaker of opposition team said that the junk food is much more tastier than the food that people cooked at home, but our team absolutely disagree with this point of view, and I think that we will prove that the food that people can cook in the house, their houses, is too very tasty, and of course they can cook their food for a short time or for a long time. They can choose how to cook their food. So my argument is harmful additions of junk food spoil our stomach. So let's start. When people buy on the streets sausage rolls, pies, hamburgers, hot dogs, and burgers, it is very popular in the state all over the world. You can't find a city where it doesn't offer junk food. Everywhere, on the outlets or in the cafes, in the restaurants, or even on the shops or markets. Buying the junk food, it become a part of everyday life of every people. So often we don't think how harmful such quick breaks or snacks are. No time to cook a full fashion with junk food. Junk food is temptation. They especially dangerous in the every time of the year, all around the seasons, and the great part of hot dogs and hamburgers are cooked by one recipe, and it has harmful additions, for example, trans fats or hydrogenated fats. So to do these products more cheaper and more ability to buy them, they buy cheaper vegetables oil, and it is very dangerous for people's health, and it is very harmful for them, and there can also has soy or herbicides to take this food more longer than they're cooked. So also this is attract people attention and make them buy this food, and but this fact is harmful for us, and this is junk. It is a lot of junk in this food. For example, white petrols in the sauce or has a carbonized or hydrate fats, and like I said earlier, in the scientist of cheese, fish, and sausages of soy, and other products in the burgers and hot dogs, for example, it isn't a very good combination for stomach of the people. Together, they are difficult to eat, they are difficult to digest for our stomach. Moreover, the price of the same hot dogs suggests the sauces which contains soy, and it is so very, very harmful. So, in the conclusion, to sum my speech up, I want to add that all these junks, all these harm additions in the food cause metabolism, the problems with the pancreas, and put up weight gain. And it isn't natural products, and it has a lot of harm additions that spoil our stomach. So our team think that this is very harmful and junk food should be banned. And I think our argument prove our criterion that main value of every state is nation, and I will be on the nation, and it is very that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. And we'd like to invite the second speaker from the opposition team.
Hello, dear opponents. Hello, dear judge. Hello, dear timekeeper. I'm the second speaker of the borderless team, and today we are going to talk about junk food. And I have two terms. And first is available prices. Nowadays we have a very expensive food, but junk food is very cheap. And this food we can find on our streets of Simferopol or New York, in all cities of the world. People get accustomed to economize own food, and if we economize on food, we can buy a lot of things, and a lot of people think like this. And the second speaker of the opposition team said that burgers hadn't any vitamins, but it's not true. In statistics says that one hamburger have 100% of vitamin D, of daily norm vitamin D, and 30% of daily norm of vitamin A. It's it's a lot.
Point, please.
Yes.
Do you think that the normal vitamin D and vitamin A is only in the hamburgers?
Yes, I think so.
Point, please.
No, instruction. You have to read.
And statistics say that 65% of American teenagers eat fast food every day. It's a lot of teenagers, and if we ban junk food, they can go on streets and tell the government it, and we can ban junk food. Every third person in United States of America eat and fast food, chips and drink, fizzy drink every day. It's also a lot of people. You have question? Also, snake food is convenient and cheap. For large families, people can go in McDonald's, for example, and they can.
Point, please.
Yes.
Do you think that money cures our health?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
It's okay, continue.
You have everything said, okay? Okay, thank you. And we'd like to invite the third speaker from the proposition team.
Good afternoon, dear judges, our opponents, my teammates, and timekeeper, and of course, audience. I am the first speaker of proposition team, and we want to start from refutation. The second speaker of opposition team said that junk food is very cheap. We don't think so, because instead of cheap junk food, you can buy bread, for example, sausage, and make a sandwich which will be cheaper than, for example, hamburger. The second speaker also said that we can economize on food when we eat junk food. Do you think that people really should economize on food? Do you think that people will economize on food? I'm sorry, the short.
Instead
If people will economize on their food, do you can imagine what will
making harm to their
can you imagine what will be with their health? If everyone will economize on his food, we will eat unhealthy food, harmful food. So the second speaker also said that about vitamins in hamburgers. Do you have information, some websites?
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Okay. And the last refutation, the second speaker also said that if we will ban junk food, teenagers will be angry, and they will organize meetings on the streets. Is it the one reason why we shouldn't ban junk food? We think that better teenagers will start meetings that they will get harmful products. So I will start my speech. If you remember, the first speaker, Mary, said that eating junk food leads to depression. I'll continue her idea. We said that eating junk food leads to depression, but we didn't say that depression is very dangerous, especially for teenagers. Mood of teenagers is very unstable and unbalanced, so there are many things that can change their mood. We will remind you about depression. Depression is a condition when a human who suffers from depression is against the whole world, or he thinks that the whole world is against him. So when especially teenager suffers from depression, he can do maybe crazy, terrible, awful actions which can
Point, madam.
Yes.
Please, can you give us some evidence that hamburger causes depression? Because we can find some chemical elements which are consist in our daily food, and it's normal.
If we have understand, you asked information. Yes, we have.
Can you yourself prove to us?
We think that junk food really leads to depression because in junk food there are a lot of elements which can affect on some especially teenagers' body and call some processes which lead to depression. Also, I'll continue the idea that junk food may expand business. Can you imagine how much money can bring business such when human has a whole net of junk food eateries? Only in Simferopol there are 217 small cafes where people can eat junk food. So we can also imagine how many restaurants, junk food cafes are in the world. Thank you for attention.
Thank you very much, and we would like to invite the third speaker from the opposition team.
Hello everyone, hello judges, hello timekeeper, and hello our dear opponents. I'm joyful staying here, it's an honor for me, and I want to start disagreeing with opponents' terms that people waste a lot of money for buying junk food. People don't waste a lot of money because we had some surveys week before these debates, and this proves to us that people economize money on junk food. And sorry, my name is Ruslan. I'm the speaker of the team called Borderless. We think that junk food shouldn't be banned. Firstly, I want to bring you some things from our speech of second and third speaker. If you have three budget or problems with money, you can eat alternative food, vegetables, salads, to not get problems with vitamins. You must mix it with junk food. It's not a problem, and you can name it snack food, prepackaged food, how you used to or prefer. These goods need for you because you will getting satisfied quickly, and due to this you can easily save money on food without having any problem with health. Nowadays fast food restaurants such as Pomero Bread and Subway have completely adopted healthy business model. Junk food business had come a long way. Spent a lot of money on development improve. It's impossible to manage. Poor people, students, families with strict budget and owners of fast food institutions and they will be very angry. Economic view of the state will decline. And I want to say that our opposite says that government must ban junk food, despite the people's mind. But it's not true. It's unfair. If people want, government must agree with them, or we will have worse. Also, I want to tell you about healthy fats. Mono and polyunsaturated fats can be found in vegetables, items such as olive oil, nuts, avocado, and flaxseed. These fats are rarely found in fast food dishes, but instead these fast foods are high in saturated fats that we can eat one or two hamburgers and we will be satisfied. In kindergartens, and one fact, in kindergartens, tutors give 1 spoon of Coca-Cola to children for preventing the rising of acetone. Also, I want to talk from me. Junk food is very useful for our organism too, because salad in McDonald's, ordinary salad, have 150% of natural vitamins, and you can mix this salad with junk food and you won't have problems with health. Also, they about 2 1 second, sorry. 2 persons can buy 1 hamburger divided by 2 parts, and they will be satisfied. This proof had made people from the English university, and it's really true. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I would like to invite the speaker from the opposition team to make the reply speech.
So, final speech. Thank you for this good game. I think it was not so bad. And we have been enjoying this interesting game with you. Both of teams showed good results, but we think that our borderless team was the best because we showed you 5 good arguments that proves you that society shouldn't ban the products which are called junk food because it can cause big problems in the community, and something about clash points. The biggest clash point was in that chemical elements which are in hamburgers and causes many problems and diseases with our organism. We didn't heard about them, about elements which are causing the depressions. We gave you very convincing arguments, and because of this, we were better than you. And I want to remind you some arguments and proof again. First argument is that really prices for junk food are very available to everybody, and if society will ban these products, there will be many encounters with people with different minds. So one more argument that it's very comfortable location, and in every city you can find the shops in which there's sold many food, and you can buy it with good price. And the last that I want to say that it's much more tastier, it's much more tasty, and you get moral satisfaction when you are eating the food from the shops, for example, like hamburgers, Snickers, and you drink your fizzy drinks. It's much more tasty, and then if you drink the tea or coffee. For teenagers, it is the best and property variant to be in touch. Thank you. That is all.
Thank you very much. And the last reply speech from the proposition team. Please, you're welcome.
Good afternoon again, dear ladies and gentlemen, so dear honorable judges, dear audience, dear opponents, my dear teammates. So, my name is Mary, and now I'd like to tell you about this really great game. Our motion was, this house believes that fast food should be banned, and I'd like to start with clash point of our today's games. So first clash point was about depressions. So dear ladies and gentlemen, there is information, there is an articles of magazine, New York's magazine, and there are a lot of information about depression. If you want, I can give you, if you want.
Yes, give us, please.
Okay. There is depression in children, and there is depression at all. The next clash point was chemical additives in junk food, and our opponents said that we can mix natural with junk food, but we think what for if we can eat only only natural food. Our opponent said yes on two of our points. Was the question about money. Does money cost our health? And our opponent said that yes, it's freedom of choice. And also our opponent said that fast food is tastier than natural. It's also freedom of choice because our team and a lot of people really like natural food more than fast food because it's really freedom of choice. So what's time have?
28.
So I'd like to remind you our arguments, three our arguments. So our first argument was junk food for this moral injury. Our second argument was junk food steal our money, and our second argument was our third argument was a harmful addition of junk food spoil our stomach. And all three arguments really proved our criteria. Our criteria was Main value of every state is its nation and well-being of this nation. How I said in my first speech, we can reach this well-being of nation only with the help of changes, and one of these changes is banning junk food. So thank you for your attention.
Okay, thank you very much. We need how much time do we need? Если за себя можешь сказать.
Мы заинтересованные стороны.
Я знаю, что да, личный там personal feedback to everyone. Да. Ты нужно аккуратно все по командам и принять решение. Потому что я согласна с вами, наверное, мы как бы слишком... Каждая команда ближе. А вот по фидбэку уже один там с удовольствием покажу. Ну ладно, в общем. Just a moment, I'm sorry. Our honorable judge also needed for history.
Yeah.
Okay. Please, you're welcome.
Да. Ну, в общем, игра действительно была интересная, особенно с моего ракурса. Да. Первый твой. Ну, мне кажется, что все-таки сторона proposition, да? Ну, вы были как-то более сильнее в аргументах. Вы из-за своей, opposition тима, вы больше из-за своей неуверенности не могли что-то опровергнуть. Просто верьте в то, что вы победите, и вы победите. Я так всю жизнь делаю. Ну, не побеждаю, правда, но я пытаюсь. Да.
It's the greatest idea.
Затем, молодцы, речь действительно классная, особенно у первых спикеров. Да. Ну, до меня вам далеко, конечно. Вы часто себя загоняете сами в тупик своими же аргументами. Одно неправильное слово, просто нечаянно запнулись, и все, буквально вся игра против вас. А так вообще молодцы, отлично, прекрасно, шикарно.
Спасибо огромное.
Все, до свидания.